Good evening.
How are you doing?
Very well. How you doing, Peter?
I'm all right. I'm good. It's a bit. Well, we've got a cam night up here, but I hear it's wild in other parts of the world.
Aye, quite literally.
Yeah. Is it calm with you tonight?
It's perfect just now. It was windy yesterday. It's a bit frosty just now, but apart from that, we've got lovely weather, really.
Well, it's great. We're on 8 to whenever tonight, so I'm really looking forward to this. It's going to be great fun. We're just having a fun night, folks. We weren't sure whether to have a show in between Christmas and New Year or not. So we thought, why not?
Might as well.
So share it about everywhere. We're going to have a scream. We've got two guests that we've actually had on the shows between the Canadian shows and our own show, Tartan Tunes, before. But we're hopefully going to bring them both on. We have Sir Timothy Darty. What?
Macintosh,
yes. Hopefully coming on at some point. Sir Timothy, unfortunately, has just phoned me to say that he's broadcasting from one of his houses on Uist tonight. And Uist has just been hit with a huge power cut. So they're out the game, as it were, just now. But he's going to keep us in touch. And then our other guests we've got Martin Donohoe coming on from Ireland. So that's going to be great fun. And Martin's got a young lady accompanying him on the guitar tonight called Karen, but he's not told me any more about her than that yet. So we'll find out during the interview, or whatever we call it, the spree, the crack. So anyway, have you had a good Christmas?
I've had an absolutely fantastic Christmas. Actually, one of the best that I can remember. I made the most of every minute of it. It was great.
You know, we're absolutely the same, apart from Sonny giving Grace some electronic drum kit thing. And we thought there was headphones with it, and the headphones turned out to be a microphone.
Even better. Yeah.
Great. Yeah. But yeah, we've had an absolutely wonderful time, to be honest.
Thank you very much for my kind gifts from Shetland.
No bother. Thank you for your gifts as well, and your mum's nuts. Your mum, well, the frosty nuts. Very, very good. Very good. Most enjoyed them. But no, it's been absolutely fantastic. I just fair enjoyed myself. So. Just be with the family and what are you going
to do for New Year? Likely you would have been booked up to play somewhere, I'm guessing.
Well, not so much at Christmas, but at Hogmanay, always out. In fact, I was going to mention that tonight. Actually, I put that onto Tartan Tunes Facebook just about half an hour ago. Music from Scotland got in touch with me for their Hogmanay show. They had a couple of bands that were going to come on, but because of the restrictions, they can't get together now, the bands, so they've pulled out. So he said, do you know anybody that'd like to do Hogmanay later on, bring the bells on? And I said, well, would you like me to do it? And he said, I'd love you to do it. So I'm actually going on live music live from Scotland. Live from 11 o'clock to 12:15 on Hogmanay. So I'll be bringing the bells on with everybody. So if Hendy's about, watch out for that one. That'll be great fun. Really good. I know Stephen Quigg that was in the McCalmans is on earlier tonight in the same channel. And I've shared the bill with Stephen quite a number of times. So it's quite funny that we end up doing it on internet for a Hogmanay. So it's great. So that'll be really good. But that's on all the details of that's on Tartan Tunes Facebook. So
that's good stuff. Good for you.
So it's great.
Well, I'm not going to do anything this year. I'm going to enjoy sitting and bringing the bells in without having to go around all over the place piping, which will be enjoyable for once.
And you're in Tier 4 again?
Yeah.
Yeah, and up here, unfortunately, we've got a bit of an outbreak up here in Shetland now again as well, which is a real disaster, a real shame.
Yeah, a real shame. And I wonder, we were speaking, I don't know if you have spoke about it with the schools or anything, because I know the school's going to take an online approach to next year for certainly the first week, but
Yeah.
Might be longer than that, I think, the way things are looking.
Yeah, we just don't know, do we? It's unfortunate. So wherever you are out there, folks, please stay safe. That's it. Bide in and stay safe. Away from the virus.
Aye. Take no chances. No chances.
Right. So we've done a wee bit of swapping about tonight because Martin and them were going to come on later on, but they're going to come on earlier now to see if Sir Timothy can get the electricity board to pull their finger out. I mean, I think he's mentioned our name and things. He's mentioned Tartan Tunes.
Once the electricity board realise that he's going to be late for this broadcast, they'll soon
yeah.
All the
If he mentions our names and Tartan Tunes, it'll be all right.
What are you going to play tonight, Peter?
I'm going to play a wee set of pipe jigs.
Ooh.
I'm going to play the Juggernaut, the Banjo Breakdown, and Troy's Wedding.
Ah, good.
3
Classics.
biggish wee jigs. Yeah, 3 classics. And I don't have to think too much either, so it's good. There we go.
Take it away, Peter.
There we go.
Hey,
A small selection of bagpipe jigs.
Lovely. I love the last one, Troy. Brilliant.
Yeah. Colin McGee, was it? Colin McGee wrote Troy's Wedding?
You're right. I think you're right, eh?
I think it was something like that. There we go.
Yeah.
So,
Very well played.
all that. So, very good evening, folk. Loads of folk joining us here tonight. Awful nice to see people from all over the place. Hello, Mary in California. There we go.
Yeah.
And I even saw somebody from Yale had joined in as well.
Yeah.
There's folk for everywhere.
Well, Canada earlier as well when you were playing. brilliant to see.
You didn't see Sandy Brecon today, did you?
I did. Yeah.
The naughty elf or whatever he was.
Yeah. I'm scared when he has to be running out of characters. Has to be.
Nah, he'll manage. He'll keep it going for a while, yeah. No, absolutely brilliant, folks. Great fun. Great fun. What are you going to give us tonight?
Well, now that I'm able to get back into things again, I'll pick up where I left off. And I was putting together sets of music for Chris Brown. He and his friends are doing a lot of hill walking through Munro bagging through lockdown. Yeah. So I'm trying to put tunes or sets together that kind of represented the area of where they were hill walking. So I'm going to do that this week. And one of the places, and I think it's my favourite place, Loch Tay, but on the shores of Loch Tay you have Ben Lawers. And there's a number of Ben Lawers, and he was up around Glen Lyon area as well. So all Loch Tay and Kenmore sort of area of tunes. So I went into the books, the old books that I've got to find some of the older stuff. And in the David Glenn book, I found a nice 6/8, two-parted 6/8 that's got a really catchy title. The Right Honourable W.E. Gladstone's Welcome to Taymouth Castle.
Just trips off the tongue, doesn't it?
Yeah. So I'm going to play two 6/8 tunes. That one that I mentioned about Taymouth Castle, which, of course, was the seat of the Campbells. Very powerful family. Farewell to the Tay, a nice wee tune. Of course, the Tay starts at Kenmore. John Ban Mackenzie's Strathspey. I'll mention him in a second. And then I'll finish with a reel called the Kenmore Lassies. John Ban Mackenzie is one of my kind of heroes of piping in the piping world. He was the piper for the Campbells at Taymouth Castle.
All right.
And it's reported that Queen Victoria, when she stayed at Taymouth on her Highland visit, offered him the first, gave him the first offer of being the first ever sovereign piper, if you like, the Queen's piper, and he turned it down. But that it could have all started there.
There you go.
But anyway,
right, give us a tune.
I'll give you a go. I'll be sight reading these, so there'll not be any fast pace.
Okay, good.
All right, thank you.
Okay, good. Some marches in Strathspey, unreal.
Just having a little bit different tunes that you'll not have heard for years. I've great fun finding these, so nice to find these three tunes.
I forgot to say earlier, the folks, in case you hadn't watched for a couple of weeks or something like that, when Ross said getting back to normal there, what it was Ross has been away and had a hernia operation. So playing the bagpipes with hernia wounds and things isn't just the easiest. Ah, cool. So that's good. So we can. What?
We can get going with the show.
We can get going with the show. What I was wanting to say to that was it quickly. Folks, we're live on Facebook, on the two channels. We're live on Tartan Tunes. We're live on Tunes in the Hoose. Tunes in the Hoose tune book, by the way, that's out. There's only 10 left. I saw that the night he had a thing on saying 10 of them left. That's brilliant. Yeah. So get in there if you want a Tunes in the Hoose. And then we're also live on YouTube, we're live on Twitter, and we are live on Twitch. That's the Twitch. So that's where we are. So I'm led to believe that UST is working frantically and doing very well at getting the electricity back on. So our influence has obviously had a little bit of sway, so that's fine. Good. So we'll just change things about a wee bit though, because first of all, tonight we are going to bring on, all the way from Cavan in Ireland, Mr. Martin Donohoe. Martin, are you there? Hello.
Yes, I'm there. Hello, Peter. Hello, Ross. How are you doing, guys? And Karen in the back door. You're hiding Karen in the back door, so yeah.
You're looking very fine. You've got a duo tonight.
Yes. Yeah. It's double the money tonight. Double the money tonight, Peter and Ross. Double the money, boys.
Oh, aye. Yeah, you speak to a Scotsman about.
We're known as cheap at half the price. That's what they call us. Cheap at half the price.
You better.
There you are. Look at that.
Yeah. Who's this young lady you have with you?
Karen McMahon from Cavan.
Hello.
Hi, Karen. How you doing? Lovely to meet you. Happy Christmas to you.
Yeah.
You too.
Martin,
she's an Irish dancer, Peter.
Oh, brilliant.
She's an Irish dancer, Peter.
Fantastic. That's some pair of balls you've got hanging off your hat.
If anybody wants to get a close-up of them there, look.
It's with the beard. The beard. Yeah, all goes very well. Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen.
I wanted the Bay City Roller look. I know that you both boys are big fans of the Bay City Rollers, so you're influenced musically there by the Bay City Rollers. Shang-a-lang, shang-a-lang.
National icon.
You know, when I was a little boy, I had the jeans with the tartan stripes.
So would I. I loved them. I loved Les singing and Eric and Alan and all the boys. I was a big fan. I had the jumper and everything. I love the Bay City Rollers. Love them.
Great fun. I saw them in Murrayfield Stadium in Edinburgh one night, and they were doing very, very well. And there was a lot of underwear getting thrown at them, women's underwear. And then this pair of this pair of Y fronts suddenly arrived from somewhere, and they weren't so impressed then.
That's a bit like the Shetland Accordion and Fiddle Festival that was up there. That's what happens at that as well. Did you throw them at me?
Oh, aye. All the time, yeah.
Irene Jameson threw me horse one night, so she did.
What? You cut out on us there. What did you say?
I just said, Irene Jameson, she threw me her Y fronts one night up as well at the Shetland Festival. Irene did. She threw them up on the stage.
Ladies and gentlemen, please remember tonight we're doing this all for a bit of fun. So if you've got any questions you'd like to ask Martin or that, file them in, and we'll get Karen to put them up on the screen and see what he can make of them, because it would be great. Listen, how
there's a lot of Irish people tuned in tonight.
Excellent. Fantastic. The last time we spoke to you, you were going to be working with a Nya. Is that right?
That's right. Yeah, for any of our listeners tonight, it's a festival and an event we run over here, NYIH, Nya. And it just means heart of music. So we had about 52 videos we done. Again, we had nothing live, Peter, like yourselves and Ross. We could go nowhere safely. Our COVID is alive and well, unfortunately, in Ireland. And while we've had great times, it's gone back badly at the moment. So we've always been encouraged by our funders and our organisations, Kyotis and the Arts Council and Cavan County Council, to not run stuff that would maybe bring any issues to people. So we had open air events. We visited nursing homes outside. And then we done lots of little intimate events with 6 people. And we done videos, and we'd lots of videos. 52 videos we done. There was the last one, and it's been great. But it's not like bringing real people together. We missed the crack. We missed the crack.
Yeah, 52 though. 52. That's one for every week of the year.
That's it. And it's great to meet yourselves again and listen here. Congratulations. I know you're very busy as well. I ordered me a copy, and I know I got a notification that it's on its way to me from Martin. The Tunes in the House book. So I'm not surprised. It's a wonderful, wonderful collection. I'm looking forward to getting it. Well done on that. That's a great, great event.
And it's really cool because in every page there's a code that you can scan with your phone, and that takes you to the set of tunes that's playing the video with the music. You know, so it's cool.
I'd never seen or heard of that being done before, so I'm looking forward to exploring all that. It's a brilliant, brilliant concept for anyone that wants to learn the tunes. And there's only 4 or 5 left, you said. Is that all, Peter?
Yeah, there's about 10 he had put on tonight that was like, he'll get more, I'm sure.
And there's enough in that whole Tunes in the House project that they've done this year. There's bound to be at least enough material for another book straight away, and then another one probably. There's loads of stuff.
Yeah, well, we're actually on to season 6, so that's 600. So we could have another 5 books yet. So it's quite good. So.
And again, it's a lovely format. And, you know, I listen a lot from Derek and Ewan's radio broadcast during the week. And then you have all the live from Scotland. Like, I'm a fierce fan of the Scottish music and the accordion players and the fiddlers and the pipers. And of course, the Allen Awards were on there recently. Congratulations, Peter. Well done there and all the work done on the rest. So, you know, you have a lovely technical side to you over in Scotland. We do stuff in Ireland, but we've only started nearly in the last November, December to start putting the stuff out. We didn't do anything during the summer to the level doing it like the Tunes in the House and using all these apps and putting people together, enjoying it. Amazingly done in Scotland, amazingly. So Shetland and Orkney in Scotland, wonderfully done.
When you're talking about the COVID being on the rise again, it's on the rise everywhere, you know. But when was it that we were on? It must have been May or June. Was it May or June that you were on? We were together last.
Yes.
And we couldn't
early
summer because we couldn't believe that from the end of March when it was all kind of shut down. We couldn't believe it had gone on as long as that at that point, and we had no idea but like if you'd had said that it'd go into the October holidays, you wouldn't have believed it back then, or you'd have been surprised. But it's amazing how long it's gone on, you know.
No.
We were following Bruce McGregor there live from Gregor's there with his sessions, and you know there was the finish of it, and we played one in Adamson's in Clonus. We done a Friday night Zoom there with them, and that finished up early because we thought we'd be back to normal and the customers would be out. But they introduced a term over here in Ireland called the wet pubs. They called them wet pubs. So if you didn't serve food, you were known as a wet pub, and they didn't give permission for the wet pubs to open at all. So unless you had food, and it had to be a substantial meal, not just a bag of chips and a sandwich, it had to be hot food, you couldn't open. So we had no live venues and no music happening at all. And there's a friend of ours, Mary Malloy, she's from the Isle of Man, and they're having sessions all through Christmas in the Isle of Man because the numbers are so low and the control. So she's putting up videos there and clips all through November and December of sessions and 40 people in a bar in the Isle of Man and no problems. And we'll not have that till next October.
I saw they had a carol service in the Isle of Man the other night with 500 people at it in the church. But you just cross fingers and hope that they don't get a case in amongst that, or they've got problems.
Yeah.
You see, I can't know if I have it or Karen has it, and you can't tell whether we don't know until something happens and they're tested and that. Now, the vaccine is going to change everything, certainly. It's going to start in Ireland in January, and you have it in the UK, and it'll certainly be a help, and it'll be a light at the tunnel. It'll definitely be a light. But whether we can be safely there till next June or July, our organisation, Kyotis, has cancelled all the flag Kyols for next year. So they've decided there won't be one in May or June or July or August. Like 500,000 people would have went to Mullingar in August, and it's been decided 2 months ago to cancel it. Not going to be held in 2021. So that's 2 years. We have nothing happening. 2 years, no competitions, nothing, just nothing happening. Kyotis.ie, you can check the website.
So what are you doing with yourself now then? Because when we spoke to you in May, you were teaching a bit of Zoom and that, but you were having problems with the fridge. You said the fridge was always there.
Well, that's the biggest problem. You'd be finding yourself attracted to the light in the fridge at night, and you'd be doing that, Peter. So you would more than anything. Yeah. And the Zooming is great. There's lots of students, and they enjoy it, and it's wonderful. I'm teaching people that I wouldn't have ever thought. I have a great friend over there, Damien, over in Toronto, watching us tonight. You know, I would have never met Damien only through Zooming, and people like that who listen to us and enjoy the bit of tunes and playing. The younger people have got a bit bored out of the Zoom. They've got bored. They're right. Zoomed out. So their parents are saying now it's keeping them focused. So it's okay for the natural talented child, but the younger ones that need to meet in a group and need to meet live music and teachers, they're struggling. So we're going to lose a lot of youngsters in our tradition. We're going to lose them.
Have you heard some of these terms that's going about with Zoom and things? I heard one last night that if you've ever been zumped, and zumped means you've been dumped. You've been dumped. You've been dumped on Zoom. That's what it means. That's grim, eh?
Yeah, but it's a lot of businesses affected over here, you know, Peter, as well as the Publix and the restaurants. Like there's a local bra shop here in Cavan, so it is, and it's after going bust, so it is, you know. There's a strip club as well, and it's gone tits up, so it is. So I mean, it's just frightening, so it is. You know?
Excellent. Give us a tune, and then we'll speak about that early part of your career again, because that's always very interesting.
Yes, I have to. I'll remove my hat here now.
Where's the accordion?
See that? I have it put away. There's a left-hand problem with it, and Robert Rolston is trying to fix it for me at the moment. Unfortunately, Peter, as you know my playing very well from Shetland, some people say that I kill a few accordions. I tend to kill them. So I've killed a few left-hand notes on poor Robert's Manfrini. So it's in hiding, so it is at the moment, getting fixed. So this is a Briggs. This is made by an Englishman, Doug Briggs. He made this accordion, Dougie Briggs. And it's a bit like Fools and Horses. It's about 30 years old, this accordion. But the straps are new, the bellows are new, the buttons are new. There's not much original on it left at all. Everything I've broken on it. So it's a bit like the shovel, so it is. There's a new spade and a new fork. So it's the same carry on here. So Karen McMahon, Karen plays the guitar with us in the local Kyotis group, our music group, like an orchestra style here in Cavan. And she would have danced for years with us as well. And her daughter is Ellen Grant. She's a member of the Cavan Bucks, and she'd play along with Barry and Zoran. But we play a lot of tunes together through the house sessions, keeping the music going and making recordings and stuff like that. So we recorded this and we released it in the next couple of days on Cavan County Council's website, an old tune called the Triumphal March.
Okay.
I don't know if you play it in the Scottish tradition at all. I'd love to know the history of it. So if any of the people listening in tonight, I know Jean is in there from Shetland, has seen our message coming across. It's the Triumph March, we call it. The Gallow Glass Cayley Band would have recorded it. And the Jack Barrett trio different. So we'll have a wee go at this. It's 3 parts.
Should definitely be a winner. Should definitely be a winner, the Triumphant March.
Well, we will try it.
Well done, you people.
You see yourself, Peter, there. Look at you there, high level. Look at you there.
Oh yeah, yeah. That's when my hair was black.
That was right. That was you there.
Ross, that's when I had the shop.
I can carry around all the time, so I'm with me. I carry around with me, Peter.
Yeah. That was
I see some lovely people texting in there. Thanks, Nolene and Barry there. And I've seen a lovely text in from Brian coming across the screen there. So it's great to know you're enjoying that. And if anybody knows the history of that tune, lads, I'd love to know more. The Triumphal March, where it came from, or who was it played by, or is it a tune from the Scottish piping tradition, Ross? Is it from that side? Is it a Pibroch tune or something? It's a lovely tune, 3 parts.
I don't think it is, to be honest. I don't know the history of it either, but it doesn't have any of the signature things that you'd find in that, I would say. But it's lovely music.
No, I've not heard that before, man. And I've usually heard things.
Usually what happens in the show is somebody had typed
Somebody will maybe know. Yeah. There's lots of your fans up in Yale phoning in tonight, Martin. Lots of.
Well, lovely from Yale.
Yeah, there's Jean Anderson saying hello. Elizabeth Mann.
I've lovely friends. I've lovely friends in Shetland over the trips up, Peter. You know, the first time we went up there, God, it's 20 plus years ago, and great memories of Shetland because I met all these lovely people and the Accordion and Fiddle Festival, and I love going. Una and the team had me up there only 2 years ago, and I know they're disappointed they had no festival this year, but please God, so many people go up. I met all you lads up at the festival, all the MCs and the people like Derek Hendry that kept me, and Neil Hall and Val, and of course Diana Peterson and Bernadette Porter and Jim Leask and Brian Gear, all the gang, and Shirley, all those wonderful people. And I've learned so many tunes, old tunes, and of course to hear the Scottish accordion players, I'm fascinated by their wonderful music and the style and technique. People like yourself, Peter. I have your tune book as well, Peter. I have a couple of waltzes learned. I must get them off for you. Well done. Well done, Peter.
See that comment there, Martin, Brian Forrest. You know Brian. Brian's put on. Brian. He's pretty sure that Andrew Rankin played that tune, so that's a clue.
Wow.
Andrew Rankin.
We'll have to go look at Brian.
So that's a start. It's kind of like,
well,
you know.
I know that in the Irish tradition, the Gallo Glass Ceilidh band, which were very popular in Scotland and broadcast a lot of music over on the radio, that they would have recorded it and played it. But the younger generation have forgot about it. Karen's father, John McMahon, now he would have heard that tune. She played it with her daughter on Christmas night, and he recognised it, and a couple of other older marches that are forgot. We tend to not play the marches in Ireland. We don't play them. We play the reels and the jigs and the hornpipes and the polkas all night. But I just love the sound of the marches. So we'll have a new video out on the Cavan County Council website, Cavan Arts. And it's free to get and look at it. It's just, we recorded with the drums and the piano and the guitars and Finton and Philip, the Clark and piano. So the lovely sound, trying to recreate the old band sound. So that was just something to keep us amused. We're just basically trying to keep our heads sane in this funny time. It's difficult. There's sometimes you're just not in a great place.
Where can people see these videos? Have you got them on a website or something?
Yeah, just simply look up cavanarts.ie, C-A-V-A-N, Cavan, where I'm from here in Ulster. We live in Cavan, cavanarts.ie. All the stuff is there. And if you look for that wonderful word, the N-Y-A-H, Google that and it'll come up. But cavanarts.ie, free and all, everything's free on it.
Fantastic. Martin, to take you back the last time you were on, you did tell us that your early influences, and you started, one of the first places you started playing was in a girls' marching band, wasn't it?
That was right. I had no beard then, so I fitted in very well. Nobody noticed me.
Yeah.
And a lot of people didn't believe that I was in a marching band, Peter. For some reason, they didn't think I'd ever march or I walked at all. But I actually used to walk once upon a time, you know. So I was in a, Ross, don't be laughing. I was in a marching band in Cavan, the Breffney marching band. And Karen actually was in another band at her school in St. Clair's. They had a marching band as well. Very popular in Ireland in the early years. In my time, I was born in 64. That's 1964, in case somebody thinks it's 1864, but it's 1964. I was born then, and there was marching bands in my teenage years. But they've all stopped. There's no marching bands in this area at all. Donegal, yes, some in Tyrone. But But for some reason, the youngsters are not attracted to wearing a uniform and marching around towns and at football matches on fields. Just won't do it. So the numbers dwindled and they stopped. So we have no marching band, say, in this town here with a population of 8,000 or 9,000 people there, and there's none in this town at all, and it's gone. Somebody's saying here, Jean says, do you remember the wedding in Cavan? That's right, Linda joined us in on the fiddle. Thank you, Jean. We had some good fun. So the marching band was part of my growing up, and we just played the single row, Peter, the button accordion. It was just the one row on the inside. The key is C. So everything we learned in the band was in C. And that was it. We played everything in C. And I didn't know how to read music. Didn't know how to read music, Ross. I thought everybody played in C. I went to play Irish music. Everything I played was in C. Everything.
I thought you would have made that. I thought you would have made that, not a musician.
Well, that's what I done in the band. I was the boy at the front with the stick, up and down and up and down. So they used to put me at the front, and because I was useless on the accordion, I couldn't learn the tunes at all. So I was stuck as the band masquerade leader with the stick and the staff. So you went up and down, and your left, right, get up and then put it up in the air and turn it around and all that. So great crack, but and lads would meet me now and they said, Jesus, I never knew you played accordion. How come you did it in the band? But I just never clicked. I never clicked with the band music. And then as I grew up at about 12, 13 or 14, I met a couple of great people. Henry Quinn from Cavan, his father would have helped me, Henry Senior. I would have met Pat McCabe. He's alive and well, a great piano accordion player, Pat McCabe. He's from Monaghan, Fermanagh. He would have taught me. I met Frank Gavigan, who taught Mick Foster. Mick Foster's teacher would have met me. So I love the fact that, again, I was lucky growing up, lads. There was lots of people that offered to help. And people often say you do great work, Martin, with the youngsters in the area. But I just live to give back. I love to give it back because it doesn't belong to me. It was given freely to me. And I like to give it freely to all these youngsters. So they'll keep it alive. Because there's lots of distractions. So in my time, there was nothing on the band and then learning the accordion or the scouts. That was the only things in this town. We could join the scouts, join the band, or nothing else, or football. So I stuck with the music and loved it. Sorry, Ross.
I was going to say, do you think that there was more of the adults back then when you were in the marching band that were musicians than there is nowadays?
Oh, yes, you'd be right. There would have been, yes. There'd been a lot of them would have kept on playing and would have been in the band. And basically, nowadays there's a lot of traditional musicians like our age that are out playing. But a lot of the band boys and that, they all played into their latter years. But it doesn't happen now. There's a whole generation, 2 generations lost in Ireland. Lost completely through the bands. Lost.
Back then, when you were in the marching band, what were the range of instruments in these bands that you... Were all the different towns or villages, did they have...
Simply an accordion band, button accordion band only, with drums. Really? Drums and accordion. Drums and accordion. Yeah. Really? There's a Protestant band. There's a local Protestant band. I'm great friends with them. Jim Mills and Sandy and Johnny and Angela Graham. And they have an accordion and drum band as well in Mullaboy, which is outside Cavan Town. Now, they have some youngsters involved, but very hard to keep it going. And Jim would tell you that. And they had adults. So I got involved with them about last 10 years ago and recorded some videos with them and recorded a CD for them. Just a lovely group of people. Now, from another tradition, in Ireland, we're very biased sort of towards Irish music and seen as a Catholic tradition, where there's lots of, when I grew up, there was Hamilton Brown, a Protestant man, all playing music, great Irish music. But the marching band tradition has a Protestant tradition as well. And of course, they march on the 12th of July and they do their picnic festivals. And I got fascinated again by that music. I was drawn into that and the Rowan Tree and the hymns. They learned a lot of hymns and they played hymns. They played Scotland the Brave. But when we met up about 10 years ago, they started learning the Carolka and tunes like that I wanted to, and that we shared our tunes. So there's a great tradition of marching bands in Ireland. And back to the question, accordions, very popular because they were loud and they were easy to bring out. Now, heavy for youngsters, you can understand again, who wants to carry a button or a piano accordion around the streets? Nobody wants to do it now. Now, you have also tin whistle bands, but not very loud. And then some of the other bands got very Americanized. So they had figure marching and they had lovely, lovely formations and there were all sorts of stuff, you know. But we were just tunes and walking. That was it. Simple, simple.
Are you going to give us another tune? Because Karen's going to fall asleep if you don't play a tune.
We're going to play a couple of hornpipes. Is that okay? A couple of hornpipes.
Of course it is.
This one's written by a Cavan man. You're doing well to get a tune from a Cavan man for nothing. We're reputation, Ross, has been very tight. There's a belief that Cavan people are very tight. So they are, but it's not true at all. We're supposed to eat our dinners out of the drawer. That's what we do. We eat our dinners out of the drawer. And the Cavan crow, the Cavan crow, he flies upside down in case he drop at him. He flies upside down. So I'm giving you a Cavan tune for nothing, so I am tonight. It's called Munster Grass. There you are. That's touch in there. And I just dedicate that maybe to the memory of Sean Maguire. It would have been his birthday there on St. Stephen's Day. The great Sean Maguire, the fiddler, who travelled many times up to Shetland and Scotland, of course. But Shetland was always a favourite because he went up and he met Willie Hunter. And I received some cassette tapes of Sean Maguire and Willie Hunter playing together. And of course, Josephine Keegan went up there. And of course, Violet was on the piano up there. And Josephine Keegan is alive and well, thank God. She's in a nursing home in Newry in County Armagh, and send out best wishes to her. But Sean Maguire would have been his birthday there on St. Stephen's Day. And he's originally a Cavan connection. His father was from Mullahoran, and him himself was born in Belfast. So for all the Sean Maguire fans there, we bit of Dunphy's hornpipe at the end. It was a tune he popularised on the radio. So hope you just enjoyed that.
Fantastic.
A lot of the guests that we've had on, when you ask them about their influences and who they had as their idols, a lot of them have said Willie Hunter and Sean Maguire is there. And when you look back and you listen to that music, there's just something really, really special with everything about their playing. It's great.
Great stuff.
Yeah, it must have been wonderful. I never had the pleasure. I never had the pleasure to meet Willie Hunter. By the time I got to Shetland, he had died. And I remember it would be with John Daly that first year and going to meet some friends, Willie Johnson there, and Owen Tierney and Ingy brought me. They were great friends up for the festival, and we went to visit his grave and that. But his recordings, and those recordings done with Hally Bain and the broadcasts, and it affected the music over here. And they said Sean Maguire was influenced by Willie Hunter, and he brought home that tone on the airs and stuff like that. So we have wonderful, wonderful music. And as you say, Ross, the recordings them days are seriously stuff. The B flats and the E flats and the command of the instruments them men and women have. The accompanists, as I say, and the players. Wonderful time. Wonderful time.
Martin, I wonder, could we ask you, are you in a hurry to go anywhere tonight?
No, hairdressers are shut with the lockdown, so I'm okay.
Okay, I'll tell you what it is. You helped us out there by coming on early because UIST had lost their power. UIST has got their power back for a wee while just now. Do you mind? Can we bring Alan on and then get you guys back on in maybe half an hour or something and do another half hour? Would that be okay?
A whole packet of fruit pastilles here to eat with Karen.
Watch it.
Fruit pastilles, here we are.
Right, have a half-time, well-deserved break. That's fantastic. And think up some rude jokes for later on. That'll be great. Magic, we'll see you in a wee while. Fantastic. Oh, that's awful good of them to do that because it's just when you're working with technology, sometimes it goes all over the place, doesn't it? It's just
what a character, eh?
Oh, he's great. It's fantastic. I just can't stop laughing when Martin's on. It just makes me laugh. It's just
fantastic. A great player. Fantastic player as well. Right.
The power is on in UIST. So would you like to introduce this next gentleman who I'm sure will come on and explain to us who he is?
I can't remember if I'm right in saying this. I don't know if he owns the whole of South UIST, but he certainly owns a large percentage of it. Sir Timothy Darty McIntosh, who here he comes now.
Hello. Good evening.
How are you?
I'm not too bad. I'm thankful to be with you. We've had a power cut, as you know, here in South UIST tonight. Couldn't have come at a worse time. Came right in the middle of the cheese course, but we've soldiered on. Morale is once more flying. So there you are.
Yes, excellent. So are you keeping well, Sir Timothy?
I'm not. I'm in rude health. Yes, I'm not keeping too badly at all. It's been a rather dreadful year, of course. We unfortunately lost my younger brother, Bingy, due to COVID-related issues. He ran out of toilet paper, got rather bunged up. Didn't last terribly long after that. I always thought that Bingy may end up dying on the throne. So there you are. But, yes, I'm in rude health. Yes.
Yeah, excellent. Maybe you could tell people we've been privileged to have heard 2 or 3 of your broadcasts this year.
Thank you.
Could you possibly be kind enough to give our viewers tonight just a small bit of background and why you even started doing the broadcasts?
Well, I've always been something of a how can I put it? Leadership is in my blood, and I felt that given the dreadful situation, the pandemic, and the situation here in the United Kingdom, I thought it incumbent upon me to share some of that leadership and be here, as it were, for my clan and my people. So that's really how those broadcasts came about. And I have to say that they've been received very well. I've had some lovely words of encouragement from all over the world, clan members from as far afield as Australia and South Africa, Barra. It's been wonderful.
Excellent. Now, throughout your ordeals, you've had a few ups and downs. this year. You have had a few ups and downs. One of them was when your gardener left.
Well, yes, and that would have been fine. Angus, my gardener of 40 years, of course, he left with my wife, Lady Marjorie. I'm pleased to say that both are back. I knew that Marjorie would return, of course, and things seem to be back in something of an even keel. I saw her disappearing into the wine cellar on Christmas Eve. Haven't seen her since. And Angus is very much back in harness with his tail between his legs, and let's hope he keeps it there.
Poor old Angus.
Yeah.
Is Angus a native to the island? Or?
Yes, Angus is a native. Yes, born and bred, and of course a Gaelic speaker, a native Gaelic speaker like myself. And we tend to converse, in the old language, Scots were hey and all that. So it's yes.
What's been your highlight for the year, Sir Timothy? What have you pulled out of this year?
I thoroughly enjoyed, as always, the Queen's message on Christmas Day. I take great inspiration from Our Majesty's utterances, and I suppose in many ways she's been a terribly great influence on myself also. But I think the old Dunkirk spirit that has shown its head again, and it's so. I think that has been a real positive to come out of this dreadful year, this annus horribilis.
And do you think the rest of the United Kingdom and South Uist in particular could have managed without your family's leadership skills? Do you think?
Well, of course, modesty forbids, but no, I don't think so. I think that people need that firm hand on the tiller, so that they know that the sun will come up tomorrow, and I don't think that will ever change, despite the machinations of people like Nicola Sturgeon and so on and so forth. So.
And I noticed, Boris and them have supposedly got a Brexit deal. I don't know how you feel about that. So,
yes, it's wonderful news. I knew they'd get it across the line. I have the utmost faith in Boris, an old school friend, of course. And it's a cause for much celebration that at midnight on the 31st of December, Johnny Foreigner will be stopped at the gates once and for all. So it's wonderful news. We're taking back our sovereignty, and we're blue passports. It couldn't be better. And bananas. I should also mention bananas. No longer will these ruffians in Brussels and Strasbourg and Luxembourg tell us that we can't enjoy curved bananas. Bananas, as you know, are one of our native fruits, and I've certainly been known to enjoy a banana of a night.
I remember you previously mentioning that your ancestors had got mentioned in the slave trade movement as well. I suppose that would have been to do with bananas as well. But.
Well, of course, it's very fashionable to, but it was different times, and no, I've got nothing but a deep sense of pride in the actions of my forefathers and how they did so little to achieve so much, and to put aside the family fortune which I enjoy today, and of course I dole out to the masses when I see fit, of course. So no, I mean really, it's not really it's not a subject for polite company, Peter.
No.
You've got friends in the island, I believe, Sir Timothy, that are as charitable as your own Macintosh. There's other musicians on the island, I believe, that have put a little thing together to help with a certain cause. I think that Mary's Meals. Do you know much about this?
I know a little about it. This is the chappie Henderson that you're referring to. Alan Henderson, nice chap. Bit of a fondness for the drink, but a nice chap. Yes, this is I think a wheeze, should we call it, that he's put up on Facebook. Festive waltz, and he's inviting people to make a donation to Mary's Meals, which of course a wonderful charity, and I fully support him in his endeavors.
Yeah. So, Timothy, can we just thank you awfully much for coming on tonight? We're actually going to have a listen to young Alan Henderson's track, and I'm sure if you see him in the street, you'll pat him in the back for us. Well, no, you're not allowed to touch him, I don't think.
No, I'll send him a telegram or something congratulating him,
yes.
I suppose, in the fullness of time, or perhaps my factor will. I'm sure we'll get round to it, yes.
Yeah, so we wish you all the best for 2021.
Thank you, Peter, and to you and yours. I know that this will be a great comfort to you as well, and it's nice to connect with working class, state-educated chaps like yourself as well. So well done on your program, and all the best.
If you could pass on our regards to Lady Madge when you see her.
Well, I will, yes. If she ever comes out of the wine cellar, I certainly will, yes.
And give Angus a little Christmas bonus, maybe.
Yes, I'm sure.
Give him a banana.
Yes, I'm sure I'll be speaking to him too, yes.
Yes. Well, Sir Timothy, thank you for your time. We're going to jot over and see the Henderson lads offering here about Mary's Meals, and thank you again for your time.
Thank you. Bravo.
Thank you.
Bravo. Fantastic.
A beautiful, beautiful.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Alan Henderson. Hi, Alan.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you so much for. Thanks so much for doing Sir Timothy's for us. Fantastic.
No bother at all. No bother.
Absolutely beautiful bit of music there as well, Alan.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Thank you. Thanks very much.
Just deleted there when it was on, actually. So.
Oh, that's good of you. Thank you. That's very much appreciated. Thank you.
The idea, folks, there is Mary's Meals, the charity. It's based in Glasgow, isn't it, Alan? Am I right in saying that?
Actually, it's based in Dalmally. That's where it's based.
Is that what it is? Yeah.
Yeah, in Argyllshire. So not far, I guess, from Oban. It's I obviously toured for many years with Ian McFarlane and Blazing Fiddles, and I've known Ian all my life, and of course he's my brother-in-law. So it's Ian's first cousin, Magnus McFarlane Barrow, who it started and is still at the helm at Mary's Meals. And as far as I know, they still operate out of the same shed that they started in Dalmally. It's an incredible story.
Amazing, absolutely incredible story. So the idea here, folks, just highlighting that again. I like the way Alan put it the other day. If you like the tune, if you care to donate to Mary's Meals, which Karen's just put up there just now, if you don't like the tune, you can donate more. So it's a really worthwhile cause, and it's on our Facebook page as well. So don't worry about not finding links and that; it'll be there. And I put the video on the other day as well. So if you feel you can contribute anything towards that at all, that would be fantastic. That's what Ross and I want to do this show for all the time, is to try and help out charities and help out musicians promoting themselves in this dire time that we find ourselves in a kind of, well, in a life sense. We're all managing, we're keeping going, which is really good. So have you had a nice Christmas?
I've had a lovely Christmas, just at home, and my wife Morag, who is a nurse, was off for Christmas. She's back on for New Year, so it's nice having her at home for a few days, and we had a lovely time with the kids and the dog and our new tropical fish, and it's been really nice. Yeah.
And do you have a son that plays the box? Did you say the accordion as well?
I do. Yeah, my oldest boy Donald, he's learning the box. He's on the 3-row button box at the moment. So I'll need to dig out. I loved the recording that Martin Donohoe did with Phil Cunningham years ago, and it was a favourite of mine for long enough, and probably wore it out. So I'll need to dig that out and let Donald hear that. Because that would be great to get him into some of that music too. Yeah.
But it's fantastic though. It's really, really good to have you. You haven't got the fiddle sitting, have you?
I do actually. I've got the fiddle here. Yeah. Do you want a tune?
Fiddle tune, and then I thought what we'd do for some fun, we'll bring Martin back on and we can all have a crack together tonight. I think that would be good fun.
That'd be great. Yeah. Can I I'll take the jacket off because
you look kind of like Robert Burns now with the jacket on.
Hold on, I won't tangle up here. Stay here with me, guys. I'm still here. I'll just get the fiddle out.
No bother at all.
Just hold on.
This is fantastic fun, Ross. I think we should just bring these guys on and let them speak to each other. I forgot about Martin. I don't know who doing a Phil Cunningham track. I forgot about that one.
I think Phil produced the CD, wasn't it? Was that the thing? And it was great. There was some fantastic music on it. I always really liked it. Oh, he's fantastic and a great player. Just a lovely style to his music.
Nice entertainer. So, what do you fancy doing?
What do I fancy doing? I don't know.
Somebody's telling us that Donald's a great wee player already. Somebody's telling me.
Oh, Johnny Mackay. Okay, that's very nice of her. And Merry Christmas to you, Joni, and everyone over in Tobermory. Nice to hear from you. Hope you've had a nice time as well.
The Muller.
Well, Johnny's father, of course, was a fantastic fiddle player, Peabrook Mackenzie, of course, who played with Bob McLeod for many years. Yeah.
Oh my goodness!
So, and Joni herself is very talented, and was part of the Sound of Mull folk group,
right?
Who, of course, recorded on the with Lismore back in the day. So there you are.
That's a wee while ago now, but I remember.
Yeah, sure. Joni was a child star, I should point out. I'll play you. I don't know. We'll see what happens. I'll play a few jigs.
Right. Super. Wonderful, Alan. Wonderful. Well, I think what we'll do is, because you remember these things for Martin as well, and I think what we're going to try and do, we'll see if the internet holds this. We're going to bring Martin and Karen back on as well, and let's see what happens, and take it from there. Hello, guys. How are you, sir?
Hello.
Hello. How are you, Alan?
I'm fine, yeah. I'm good, Martin.
Good to see you. It's a long time ago since I met you up in Orkney.
That's right. I was saying the book of tunes that you gave me then, I've been enjoying it ever since. It's fantastic. So I would thoroughly recommend it to everyone.
Oh, listen, lovely tunes, sir. Lovely, well done. Good job on the fundraising. It's well needed by everybody.
Thank you.
See, one thing, Martin, Alan was reminding us of the album you done with Phil Cunningham.
Yeah, that's a wonderful Phil, and I'm very tempted to do another one with him. Just maybe because I keep listening to the wonderful clips he does and his tunes, and I just always had that little connection. I don't know. We came over to Ireland that time, and we spent a week recording that album, Free Spirit, and people thought I was mad at the time. How did you get this boy from Scotland over? But he got huge after that. Then in our tradition, he started to play a lot and record with Dolores Keane and different people, But I just always loved him and Johnny Cunningham together. Like they made such music and silly wizards. So as I say, a huge influence on me. Music is the Scottish music, and Karen loves this Norwegian waltz from and fiddles and the tunes from the Wrigley sisters and all the lovely music up there, And these are mighty men and women.
Well, that album, Martin, Free Spirit, was a fantastic album, a big favourite of mine back in the day, and it would be fantastic if the two of you were to do something again together.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm hoping. I'm going to sit down and talking about different things, crossing stuff over, and with technology now, he can sit there and do it all over in Scotland. I can send him the stuff over, so I look forward to that challenge, just to find. I've written a lot of slow airs in the last few years. And he's just such a man for a slow air. He can cut your heart with his air. So his backing's the same, And Couscous McCafferty guesting on the piano. One of his appearances, Couscous McCafferty.
That was right. Yeah. That was brilliant. Yeah, for some time, many people tried to find out who Couscous was. Yeah. So brilliant.
Sure.
Anyway, listen, Alan, thank you so much for making it on. We're going to let you go because you've had an up and down night tonight with this electricity, etc.
I know it might only be on for a wee while. It's not on. It's not on all over the island quite yet. It's I believe it's just in fits and starts. And
right.
Did you get a wee foot up there from Sir Timothy? Did he?
He put in a word for me with a hydro. Yeah.
Yeah. That's okay. That's good. But listen, have a great 2021, and we'll be in touch. We'll hear from you throughout it and things. Okay.
Yeah, and just can I say hello to? I'm seeing some of the people that are there messaging as well. Roddy Matthews, I see you down there on the borders. Nice to hear from Roddy and Marianne McLeod up in. I think that's Marianne up in Lewis. So nice to hear from Marianne as well. And I'm wishing and hoping and praying for a happy 2021 for you all as well.
Magic.
And to you.
And you take care of yourselves. Go and find the bottle of whiskey before the lights go out.
Oh, don't you worry. I've got it next to the candles.
Dangerous.
Thanks, Alan. Thank you very much.
Cheers, boys. Bye just now. Bye-bye.
Bye. Thank you, Alan.
Aye. See that? The boy in Newest always knows where his whiskey is.
So does the boy in
a wee drama. A wee drama.
Your picture's freezing on us a little bit, but we can't hear you.
Is it? It must be just again. Maybe it's just the internet here, is it?
This is
all new to us. Like, I used to think when I first heard of WWW, I thought that meant World Without Women, but it actually was the World Wide Web. But I actually thought it was World Without Women. That's what I was afraid of when I first heard of WWW.
The last time you were on as well, you told us about the women in Ireland had stopped shaving during the lockdown.
right. That's one of the things that happened. Yeah, a lot of the women sort of they're looking well at this stage now. They're ready for they're well wintered, as we say. They're well wintered, so they are. We used to complain. We used to complain that we'd have nothing to do. You are probably the same, Ross, but we complained that you had nothing to do between Christmas Day and New Year's, you know. But see, we had all year to practice for this now, so it doesn't matter anymore. There were the days we had nothing to do, but now we all year practiced.
That's a fact. That's a fact. Did
Santi come, Peter? Sorry, Ross. Did Santi come there, Peter? Did he come? Were the children happy?
Oh yeah, the children were delighted. Yeah.
You're always putting up lovely photographs there. Lovely photographs outside your door. Beautiful photographs. You have lovely view where you live there. Beautiful views.
Yeah, they're a good bunch. They're a good bunch. And the last time you were on as well, you had a pal that had just bought a pub in lockdown or something, didn't you?
That's right. Mickey McDonald, little Mickey as his wife calls him, and he's about 6'4". But Mickey McDonald, little Mickey, he bought a pub in Cahill, and he opened it. He got it open, so he did for about 4 weeks. And now the lockdown has closed him again. So he got 4 weeks of business there in December, and lockdown. We're on the high level again in Ireland. So for 6 weeks, we're basically expecting to have no business apart from takeaway in the pub. So if he wants to do takeaway only, beer and drink and takeaway food, but no inside at all. And Northern Ireland, we shared the border. We're very close to it here in Cavan. We're just at the foot of Ulster, listeners in there. And we share the border with Fermanagh, most likely here, but 20 miles away. And they're in total lockdown as well. So it's tough on him now. It's tough. He built it up. He's looking great. And he basically closed.
Because when you mentioned it earlier, you mentioned Bruce McGregor, and we had Bruce on the show a couple of weeks ago. And Bruce, of course, the three things that he had in business life, basically, he's got McGregor's bars, he had a wedding venue, and he's a musician. Three things that have gone, basically. You know. Yeah. So, anyway,
it's very challenging. We've been very lucky in Ireland. I don't know how the Scottish Arts Council are dealing with it, but in Ireland now, the Arts Council in Ireland and the music organisations have been very good giving out grants. So if you have a project and you have an event, like we have events to run next year, and we've been granted, it got €10,000 towards events for next year. And again, they're believing that they'll not be live, so it'll be all virtual again, and that's just the way it's going to be. And during the year, in the months gone by, in summertime and that, they give grants to make people record albums and to help them distribute them all electronically. So there has been help. Not enough, of course, but there has been help, and successful people are making music and singing songs, and there's great work going on that way. But it's just the actual challenge now of seeing when it'll happen, safely.
Yeah. I see Roddy Matthews, you know Roddy, I'm sure, the fiddle player, composer from Northumberland.
Yes.
I see Roddy's put a wee message on saying, have you got any more hornpipes?
We'll play another hornpipe for Roddy. We will, if you have time for another tune, you have.
Time for another couple. Oh. We'll get you on and we'll
do this especially for Karen.
Right.
We'll do this for Karen's sister Lorraine. Lorraine said we're not playing enough tunes, and she's mad to dance, so she is. So this is for you and Lorraine there. So get Helen round the kitchen. We used to say in Ireland years ago, Peter and Ross, we used to say years ago in Ireland, around the house and mind the dresser. Did you ever say that in Scotland? Around the house and mind the dresser. Now we say around the house and mind the cross dresser. They're as old as tea, they're out of tunes. The boys of Blue Hill and the Harvest Home with the Cork Hornpipe. As old as tea. You did them yourselves.
Fantastic. I don't know if Karen can see that comment that Roddy Matthews just put up. It's quite interesting. She might bring it up there about what they called the tune in Northumberland. It's quite interesting, that one. There we go. Look at that. The lads of North Tyne.
The lads of the North Tyne. Thanks very much, Roddy.
There you go. Wow.
Yeah, there's such a language. There's such a language between us on our shared tunes and the Pibroch tunes and the accordion tunes, and there's just such a shared language. I love the history part of it, and I just love when we have shared tunes. You know, just
the lady
there's we play as well. You have another name on it. I call it the hair fell off me coconut. What do you call that? You have another name on it over there. The hair fell off me coconut. See, is this You have another name on that tune up there.
100 pipers and all and all.
100 pipers. Well, that's it's known over here as the hair fell off me.
That's exactly what is getting called from now on from me.
Yeah, the the hair that fell off the coconut, and that could be. We had a guest on that told us as well about a runner from, where did he come from? Tyree or somewhere? Skinny McGilvery. Where did Skinny McGilvery come from?
Was it Lorne, the Isle of Lorne or something? Was he not a farmer from the Isle of Lorne or something?
He was a farmer, but he was a really good runner at the Highland Games, and they all called him Skinny McGilvery. That just sounds like the kind of tune he would love, the hair that fell off his coconut.
Well, there you are. You can hum it. You can hum it.
Before Alan came on, the last thing we were talking about was Willie Hunter and the quality of some of the recordings and the backing and the accompanying. And I just want to ask Karen, how long have you been playing alongside Martin or other musicians? How long have you been accompanying or playing at your own?
I started probably when I was about 30. I was a late starter. My dad bought me a guitar for my 30th birthday because I loved to sing at home, but I never had the, just never bothered. And he landed home with a guitar one day and he said, "You're going to learn." So played a little bit and then kind of left it to one side for a while and then got back into it in the last, I'd say 7 years or so here playing with Martin. And the kids started playing traditional music as well. So that's how I got back into it.
So did you kind of start then a bit and then left it for a while and went partying all the time and all that kind of stuff and then came back to it again?
Yeah.
That happens all the time, Martin, doesn't it?
Oh, yes, it's common. I suppose life takes over for some people, and especially for ladies. The ladies find it more difficult because they go off and have families and the music. Us lads can flute away and enjoy it and the crack. But I know a lot of my girl friends, if that's the word to use, all the girls that played the music down through the years, there's a lady like Breach Harper. She went off and had 5 children or something and she was missing for years. Now the children are all grown up and at college and that, and Bridge is out playing day and night now. But there was 10 years there, nobody knew where Bridge was because she was just bringing up her family. That's what she done. Her husband was busy and she was busy, you know. So, but the great thing about the music and the song is you can come back at it always. It's never too late if you're enjoying it. And lockdown has been good. There has been positives as well out of lockdown. You know, there's lots of music being played in the houses again. We're having tunes in the houses. Normally, at this time of year, we'd be out playing in the pubs. We play a lot of music in pubs, play 5 nights a week. And, you know, we haven't had that. So you're playing more tunes at home, you're learning. And the internet is full, like tonight, it's full of great music. Loads of music. Like Peter's up there with his tunes, and Michael Phillips is up there with tunes in his pajamas. And, you know, Ewan Galloway has stuff up. So it never stops. Like, I mean, it's great.
No. And that is positives. That's the positives that's come out of this year is the home music, you know.
Yeah, really great. So it is. Ross, have you any neighbours beside you there that you can play out on your own there with the pipes playing away? Does there be neighbours near you at all?
Yeah, there are plenty of neighbours where I stay. There's quite a lot of piping in Pitlochry, so it's quite a common thing. I don't have any eggs thrown at my house or anything like that. That's all well received.
Have you ever tried the Uillinn pipes, the Irish pipes, the elbow pipes? Have you ever had a try on them, Ross?
No, not the Uillinn pipes. I've got a great friend in Crieff, Mark Stewart, and he's a great piper and a great Uillinn piper as well. And it's unbelievable to see how different that instrument is, and the range, the sound. I love it. I absolutely love it. And I hope to have time to learn it one day. It's a fantastic sounding machine, you know.
Very popular now with our younger people in Ireland, but they're so hard to get. It's very hard to come across the instrument now. There's more makers than there was, but it's just so long of a waiting list, so hard, you know.
But it's such a...
Martin, here's a little guy. If Cam wants to pop on quickly, she can do so. I see she's got company through where somebody's up out of bed by the looks of things. So, there he is. Hi, Angus.
Say hi.
He's gone shy now.
Look what I have, Angus. Angus, look what I have for you. Look what I have for you, Angus. Here you are. Take the sweets, Angus. Here.
Fruit basket.
That's your favourite, isn't it? I got it.
Brilliant. Angus, we're going to get Martin to play us a tune before we go. What do you think? Is that a good idea? No. No. All right. Okay.
He's a good man. Karen, you have a music lover there. He's a music lover. He's a music lover.
Brilliant.
Ho, ho,
Okay.
ho. Ho, ho, ho.
Ho, ho, ho.
Wait. Bye.
Oh, sure.
Right. Martin, what are you going to give us?
Oh, sure. We'll have to go with a Christmas tune anyway. Maybe play along with Jingle Bells there. Have your egg shakers with you, boys. Get out your egg shakers or something there. Something you can shake in your hand.
See what
Get your egg shakers out there, Peter.
See what we can play.
And thanks very much for having us, and thanks Karen for letting us in. She has lovely 5G broadband here, which allows us to get it out. And Peter and Karen, and of course Ross again. Pleased to meet you. Please God, we'll meet in real life someday. Real life.
We'll speak to you quickly after you're finished.
So it's little Christmas number, and of course a Shetland tune called "Jack Broke the Prison Door." Apology. Woo! for you, Angus. Thank you, Jean.
There we all are. Fantastic. Got my.
They are. Karen actually makes these here, so she does. She makes these here with her smelly socks. So they're personal to the art because they're her smelly socks she uses. They're off them.
Fantastic. Wouldn't be the same if it wasn't a smelly sock.
Oh yes. Anyway.
Listen, thank you so much.
Have a happy new year. Get into it safely, everybody, and keep safe. Keep washing the hands and the thumb and everything. Keep it all safe. And please God, we'll talk again in the new year.
Yeah, if you sing Jack broke the prison door while you're washing your hands, that should do the job.
That's the last tune, is right there. You can do that, is right.
Yep, that'll do it. Brilliant. Listen, Karen, thank you very much.
I hope you don't get the bad weather. I hope you don't get the bad weather now up there. I hope you don't get the bad weather.
Take care, guys.
There's a lot of wind here tonight, but that's just the Brussels sprouts that Karen had at Christmas Day.
Excellent. Right, take care. See you soon. Take care, guys.
See you later.
Brilliant. No, good fun, right?
Good bit of fun to end the year on.
Yeah, absolutely. And thanks so much to Martin and Karen there for playing back and forward so as we could get Alan fitted in the middle. It's just technology, folks, and we had to do it. But remember, it's all in one. Bob Worrell wants my hat. Bob, I've got the CDs in the post to you, so you should get them sometime. Have a great new year. Lovely to see everybody there. Karen, other Karen, my Karen, are you going to come on quickly, Karen, and say Happy Christmas to people and New Year? There she is.
Hello.
All thanks to Karen and our new apprentice, Angus. I see. Okay.
He says he couldn't sleep because it was getting a bit noisy.
Oh yeah.
Good stuff.
Yeah, that old excuse. That's brilliant. Anyway, folks, listen, thank you very much. It was good to do the show. It was good to do one in between Christmas and New Year, Ross.
Mm-hmm. Aye, definitely.
I hope you have a brilliant Hogmanay and get into this new year. As I said earlier on, I'm going to go on music. What is it? Music from Scotland. Music from Scotland from 11 to 12:15. So I'm just looking for some big bells somewhere so as I can dong them at midnight. So hopefully we'll see you so soon as Ali meet there.
Yeah, no, I'm looking forward to 2021. Really, if it's going to be a slow burner to the start, I've got some really big music projects in the pipeline. So looking forward to getting started with that. Really. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so there are a lot of things. We've got lots of guests already booked up for next year and all that already. Mm-hmm. It's fantastic. We've got some great people coming on. This ain't stopping. Even when lockdowns go away, we're keeping this show going because it's just so much fun. And it's communicating with people absolutely everywhere, all over the world. So thank you so much to tonight's guests. Sir Timothy, Darty McIntosh of Clackenfogel, Aka Alan Henderson, and Martin Donohoe and Karen. Did Martin say Karen?
No, I don't think he did.
Oh, here's Angus back. So anyway, thanks very much, folks. Remember, it's all recorded. Loads of stuff on our YouTube channel. Go and subscribe to that one. Get onto that one. There's a lot of stuff there now, actually. There's hours and hours of stuff now.
Oh, yeah.
All the past shows. Hi, Isabel. Happy New Year. Happy New Year to everybody. I hope you enjoy yourselves. And where are you heading for New Year, Ross?
I'll be in Highland Perthshire anyway, so we'll just see where see what it brings. I'll be floating about here. So I can't play the big pipes, so I'm just going to enjoy a quiet one this year.
Yeah. I'll maybe do a quiet one as well. What's that cheeky individual? Kiddo.
And then again, from me, thanks very much for the support this year. It's been great to meet all these guests, hear from people I've not seen and heard from ages. So I'm glad you've all had a good Christmas and have a great New Year. And I'll see you.
It's strange to say that a lot of people saying they can't wait to see the back of 2020, but we've actually achieved so much in 2020. So it's two ways to feel about it. But, that's how it goes. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. And it's a good night from them.
Hi, good night. That's a hard one. Good night from them.
Good night from me. Good night from them.
Bye.
Good night. See you later.